Hey guys, and welcome back to another Factorio mod spotlight. I'm Exterminator, and thank you for joining me. Today we are going to cover the avatars mod. This is a very new mod that came out just I think a day ago, as of the time I'm doing the spotlight, and it's pretty awesome. Essentially, what this lets you do is have, I guess a good way to explain it is have duplicates of yourself spread out wherever you want, and be able to control them remotely and do pretty much anything that you could do. Okay, so let's explain that a little better. So essentially, there's some technology here. You have avatars to unlock, and this right here unlocks everything you're going to need. Okay, it unlocks the thing itself, all the parts you need to build it, the assembler to build it, and then also a control unit, which you will need to control them. So let's start with what it takes to make these guys. You have a whole new tab here, and they may seem a little overpowered once we get into it here in terms of what you can do, but they are quite expensive to make, so I think that's kind of compensated there. You need an actuator. Well, actuators are actually used in most of the other parts. So an actuator takes 3 processing units, 5 electric engines, and 5 steel per one. And then you need 2 arms, which take 3 actuators, low density structures. So again, it's not cheap. 2 avatar legs, which take 3 actuators, low density structures, 12. Avatar head, you can see there what it takes. Avatar internals, which are quite expensive. Avatar torso, and avatar skin, which could be a decent use for alien artifacts. So this is definitely late game tech, so you won't be getting it before that. But then you also have an avatar assembling machine. I think these can be assembled in normal machines as well. This is just specifically for it, I suppose. And then you have your avatar control center, which takes a power armor, portable fusion reactor. I mean, it's not cheap either. But once you get all these parts, you can then make your avatar. And let's actually test here. Let's grab a normal assembler and see if we're able to make these. Okay, we can't. We can make all the parts in normal assemblers, right? But to make the actual avatar, you're going to need this guy. Okay, so we have that. So let's just say we fed all the parts in there. We've gotten a couple. I've placed a few around the map to kind of demonstrate what we're able to do here. And actually, let's do a quick test here on something else as well, because it doesn't really say one way or another if you can do stuff with robots using them. So we can kind of, what the hell tab is that under even? Logistics. So we can kind of find out together. Let's find some of these dudes and grab a passive provider, and we'll just place down pretty much anything. Okay, so let's just try this. So if we have this guy here, we have him here, we have those guys in there, and then in this guy we'll just put some splitters and some power poles. Okay, so to control this, you hop in this, so you hit enter. Okay, clicking on it does nothing, just so you aren't confused. I was confused for a minute. If you hit enter, you hop in and you get this screen, which tells you where the things are located, which, I mean, that's not too helpful, but I would assume you would remember where you placed them. It shows how many you have. This guy, I think you can actually name them, which is pretty awesome. So you could like name them for like Outpost 1 or like, you know, Combat Zone 2 or whatever you want, or like South Side of Base, you know, so you know where they are. And then you just hit control. So this guy here, I believe, is over here, which I'll demonstrate now, I suppose. Okay, so you can see it's teleported me over here, and I'm moving right now. I have my own crafting menu, I can place stuff. So if we take all this, you can see I can craft stuff. I can craft whatever I want. This guy will craft it, it'll end up in his inventory. I can place down mines, so this could be good. Like, if you have an outpost, you know, you can have robots, like if stuff gets destroyed, they can repair it or replace it. But if you need to like expand upon it, the robots can't do that on their own, right? You need to be there to actually tell them. Well, you could either do it manually, like I am, or if robots do work, which we'll see in a second, you could do it this way. Just leave a guy at the outpost, and you can just control him. There you go. And then also, to kind of demonstrate, if I queue up a ton of these, and we disconnect, he should still craft those, even though I'm not controlling him. So if we hop back, like, say now, you can see he's made some, because we didn't have 20 something to begin with. So this could be good. You could like have guys just crafting a whole ton of stuff by hand. Of course, by the late game, you probably wouldn't need it, but pretty cool feature there. Okay, so we have that. Let's hop over to this guy, and let's see if we are able to use robots. It looks like potentially not. It looks like maybe you cannot use that. If we try to find, let's go into production here and grab a blueprint and like blueprint this and see if we can use a blueprint. I don't think you can use robots unless I'm just being like completely retarded. You can see they're not doing anything unless I am just being dumb. Like if I hop out and do it here, I think I'm just being really dumb. Oh, those are construction robots, right? I am being dumb. Okay, so you can do it. I mean, you can whatever you call it, shadow place them here, or use a blueprint with this guy, and then obviously if there were construction bots, they would place them. Now for the interesting part is we have one last guy that I've placed down here near a base on the mini-map, and we're going to test out combat. Because you could use, I mean, these are pretty expensive to be expendable, but like you could like place these like near the edge of your pollution or something, and then like if there's bases you want to deal with later, you can just hop over to one rather than like going there yourself. Or if you think you might die, use one of these, because theoretically, that's what we're going to test. You shouldn't die, like you shouldn't die when this guy dies. We're going to test it. Now, one quick note about that: if you do this in multiplayer and you die as an avatar, I think it gives you the post by the developer will explain it. But I think it gives you like 10 seconds to empty your inventory, and then you'll lose it. So it is a little bugged in multiplayer. I think the developer is working to fix it, or said that it would be fixed in Factorio 0.13. So it's just recommended you dump your stuff out before you do this in multiplayer. Single player, it should work. As you can see, I mean, I'm obviously on an avatar. I can shoot stuff. Now, if I just take off my armor, and we'll test dying here. Again, pretty expensive. Whoops. Pretty expensive for like an expendable thing, but I'm sure you guys will come up with ideas for this. There's a lot of different possibilities you can do with this. Your avatar was destroyed, and I'm not dead. Okay, so if for some reason you wanted to like waste all those resources, you could do that, and it wouldn't actually kill you. So there you go. And I mean, you know, there's all kind of possibilities. You could like build avatars and like stick cards or something in their inventory and like place them like kind of outside your base, and then like if you wanted to go explore or something, you could just hop onto an avatar and go, rather than having to go yourself. And then when you were done with whatever you wanted, you could just disconnect the control and be right back in your base. You could leave these guys in your base and just have them like all crafting stuff or whatever. They won't do anything on their own, right? So I mean, they're just kind of like dead. They're like a Terminator without a CPU chip or whatever. But yeah, so there you go. I mean, you can shoot them if you want. You can't pick them up, so if you want to get rid of one, I think that's the only way. But there you go, guys. Hopefully that made sense. It's a pretty awesome mod. I think there's plenty of uses for it. The main one I would think of is like an outpost thing like this. If you leave one at your outpost, if you need to like expand it or whatever, you can just hop over there through the control unit and not have to go there yourself. That would be very nice. So as always, there is a link down in the description to the forum post where you can find the mod. If you have any questions, feedback, if I missed anything, please let me know. Yeah, I believe that's it. I believe we covered everything. We went over the costs. pretty expensive technology. Tested them out in all different manners. Robots would work if I had construction robots in here. I mean, I suppose if we just really quick here want to test this really quickly. So they're going to go build that. This is stuff we placed down with Avatar, so it would in fact work. And there you go. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hope it was helpful. If you're interested, go check out the mod. But until next video, I look forward to seeing you all, and take care.